Mr. Janneh.
Yes.
As the chair had mentioned in his opening statement, our session today would focus on the establishment of the commission. The committee would like to get an understanding of what occurred when the commission was set up. On that note, my first question would be if the government of the Gambia, through any ministry, had contacted you prior to the establishment of the commission to discuss issues pertaining to an impending commission.
Actually, I can't remember that. Because what I consider to be the establishment of the commission is the issuance of the commission by the President of the Republic of the Gambia.
Very well.
Before then, I had a discussion, of course, with the Attorney General as to my willingness to be appointed chairman of the commission.
And those are the conversations that we are interested in. How did they come about? Who initiated it?
It was the Attorney General, personally. I know very well who initiated the whole thing as far as I am concerned.
Thank you, Mr. Janneh. And when you say Attorney General, who are you referring to? Who was the Attorney General at the time?
Mr. Ba Tambili. Is it okay? Sorry, can you say it again? Because
Indeed, I can. Upon establishing the commission, did you undergo any briefing from the government as to the expectations of the commission?
oh yes, I definitely remember again talking to Batamedu. Not alone, but with my other two colleagues. I want to make it clear here. Maybe we can say the commission, understanding that the name is very long. Now, I want to make it clear because there is a great misunderstanding. That's why I want to make it very, very clear that you have a commission of inquiry. And that commission of inquiry has only 3 commissioners. And that can be verified from SBS2. That is the Gazette itself.
Indeed, in clause 1.
Sorry, clause 1.
That is on the second page.
Yes. where it is made absolutely clear that the Commission of Inquiry shall consist of Surahata P.S. JANNEH, Abiose George, and by Mas Sen. And these are the ones I recognize to be the Commission and no one else.
Indeed, Mr. Jammeh.
Yeah.
And in fact, clause 1 goes on to say in subsection 2 that Suruhata B.S. Jammeh.
Surahata, sorry, not Suruhata.
My apologies.
Yes.
Surahata, that is, right?
Yes.
So in subclause 2, it goes on to say that Surahata B.S. Jammeh shall be the chairperson of the commission. Isn't that so?
Indeed.
Well, aside from the legal notice, putting the legal notice aside, were there any other briefings in your recollection?
I remember very, very clearly. It was very clear because we had several meetings, with the Attorney General, and I believe he was supported by the Solicitor General or somebody in his office. And these meetings were held in his office. Now, I remember one meeting where not only the commissioners, but those supporting the commissioner, namely the lead counsel and the secretary. And I'll also, before I continue, I would like to remind the committee that
I believe what you're looking for is...
No, the last page. Last page, well, I can't see the pagination.
It's page 4.
But, okay.
Clause 5 and 6.
Yeah, I don't know why it is not paginated here. Anyway, maybe it's just the photocopy. What you say is page 4, is it?
Yes, and to save you time, we would definitely note, the committee would note that the secretary was appointed in clause 5, and the appointment ought to be made by the president, and the lead counsel was appointed under clause 6, an appointment to be made by the Attorney General.
That is the point I want to make.
Indeed.
These are the people I call the supporting officers.
Indeed. What the committee is interested in is...
And I want to continue. I just want to make this clear for everybody to know.
As you will.
But I'll continue. On the question of whether we had a meeting after the commission was issued.
The focus is not quite on the happening of the meeting, but the occurrence, what occurred in the meeting, the agenda of the meeting.
Yes, the agenda.
Indeed.
Okay. What I remember is that these were just preliminary. And the most important point was that, unlike, for instance, of course, the TRRC came after us. But unlike the TRRC, with its own act and budget, there was no thing called the JANNEH Commission Act or a particular act. This commission, never ever. We went by the Commission of Inquiry Act 1903. It was a general act for all commissions of inquiry. That is very, very important. Whereas, this by way of contrast, the TRRC Act was an actual act of parliament setting out everything that the government and parliament wanted So we had to depend for our mandate on three things. That is the Constitution, Section 202, etc. That's number one. Number two, the Commission of Inquiry Act 1903. I'm not making any mistake. From 100 years ago. And this, the TOR. So we had to sit down, all of us, that is the three commissioners, the secretary, the legal, the lead counsel, and I think it must have been the Solicitor General. I'm not sure. I can't remember. And it was made clear to us that we would have no budget of our own. No budget. I think you remember that the TRRC has its own budget. We were not to spend any money, and we had to be completely dependent on government for our any money being expended.
So, Mr. JANNEH, we'll come to that. I'm very interested in your interdependency with the ministry,
yes,
especially with regards to finances and budgeting. However, for now, the committee would like to know whether in that meeting, the scope, function of the commission was discussed to the extent where it furthers whatever was detailed in the legal notice 2017.
I don't quite understand the question. Can you repeat?
In that meeting, yes, Mr. JANNEH, that you refer to, where yourself, your fellow commissioners, lead counsel, the secretary, and a team from the NOJ, forming the Attorney General himself, and probably, in your words, the Secretary General, sorry, the Solicitor General rather. Aside from the fact that there were issues, I would say, with your budgetary interdependence with the ministry, that was perhaps an agenda of the meeting. Apart from that, you also spoke about the governing tools. You gave us 3 instruments that would govern the operations of the commission. The committee would like to know whether, beyond what is entailed in these 3 instruments, was there any further discussion as to the scope and function of the commission or commissioners in that meeting, beyond the scope of legal notice number 15 of 2017?
Not really, no. Everything dependent on the 3 instruments I talked about.
Thank you, Mr. JANNEH. What about the interrelationship between the Commission and the Ministry of Justice? Was there another document, aside from the 3 instruments, that spelled out the relationship between the Commission and the Ministry?
I can't remember that.
That's fine. With the benefit of the legal notice before you, that is our SBS2 for the record, how did you interpret your role as chairperson?
My role?
Indeed. Well, in clause 2.
Sorry?
On the second page, clause 2. I believe that is what you are looking for.
Clause 2. No, that's not what I want to state. What I want to state is that...
As you please.
There is nothing in SPS1. That is the TOR, which says that the chairman has a special rule, except that he chaired the commission. But of course, the interpretation, as in all organizations, when you have a chairman and there is voting, then the chairman naturally would have the casting vote, even though that is not stated here. Again, it is exactly, I believe, because I have not seen any other, it is exactly SBS 2. It is exactly the same SBS 2 that was written to each and every commissioner. No special rule appears in SPS 2, except the role of being the chairman. So the chairman never had any special power. We were all equal, and I was the chairman. So we decided to act by consensus and not by voting. And I will tell you that I cannot remember once when we disagreed to the extent I am, and it is not stated there, but I am a lawyer. Two years ago. There is and a lady too. Very happy about it. I was very happy when that was the case. He was a professional accountant. So naturally, when we have discussions and it concerns accountancy, she would lead. Not that we will all accept what he or she told us, no. But being more knowledgeable in that particular subject, she, that's for example, Abby was a judge, the accountant would lead on it, give us a lot of knowledge, and then we discuss on the matter according to our own understanding and knowledge of things, knowledge of the world, and so on. That is the same with other things, like banking, for instance. And then when it came to matters of law and so on, of course, I would prevail, if you like, except that we have a legal advisor, that is the lead counsel. And we all respected her input. That's Ami Bensouda. The secretary would be there for us to record. And later on, the secretary was assigned certain duties. That is how we work.
That is fine.
I just wanted to explain exactly how.
That's fine. The committee has definitely got the picture.
Yes.
If we could circle back to your role as chairperson. Now, indeed, you have made clear that, to your mind, the role is not distinct from any other commissioner, save for in terms of voting. Is that right?
Sorry, that my...
Your role as chairperson did not quite differ from your two colleagues.
Exactly.
Save for when it came to voting. That is perhaps when your role had some privileges to it.
But I have already explained that I do not believe we ever voted.
I understand.
So we acted through consensus.
I understand.
Yes. But if you are talking generally, yes.
So can you draw the distinction between how a consensus agreement would come about as opposed to voting? Would, if at all, you did mention that at times there would be disagreements. And if those
discussed.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And if those disagreements arose, would the consensus mean that one or two of you would have to amend their position? Elaborate on that.
Yes, I mean, it's simple, really. We are there, the three of us. I already explained to you that depending on the subject matter, one of us would prevail on that particular point. But then you discuss, you disagree here or there, and so on. And then on that particular point, well, you may be more convinced by your colleague or by another colleague, and you submit. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Jammeh.
Simple as that.
Thank you. Honorable Chair, I would like to present to the witness MOJ DC and MOJ 3A, 3C, and 3D. And for the benefit of the witness, I would present these exhibits to him. However, before I do, just for the record, MOJ 3D is the appointment letter for the chairperson, Surahata B.S. JANNEH. Did I say it well this time? Yes. MOJ 3C by Mas Sen. And MOJ 3A, Miss Abiosi George. If the Secretariat could assist, present these exhibits to the witness.
Thank you.
Mr. JANNEH,
Yes.
what you are looking at?
Now I've looked at one page. I'm looking at the other.
Okay, I would afford you
Yes.
a few seconds to peruse all documents.
Yes. Yes. I've read.
Yes.
One was the I think you mark it. All right. You are going to mark it later as an exhibit. Anyway.
It's marked.
It's marked already.
It's marked already.
All right. Exhibit 1, sorry, Exhibit 4.
What are you referring to as Exhibit 4?
Sorry?
Perhaps you can indicate what letter that is, to whom it's addressed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The one was addressed to me.
For the record, that's Exhibit MOJ 3D.
Exactly. All right. Okay, and I see also MOJ 3A. MOJ 3A addressed to Abiose George. And both letters were signed by Cherno Marena, Solicitor General, and Legal Secretary.
Indeed.
Yes.
So, Janne, I would want to look at these 3 letters. Perhaps.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. There is a third one.
There is a third one. However, the contents of the third one, the contents of MOJ 3C and 3A are exact, save for save for the address.
Okay.
And there's a slight difference between the 2 letters. If you look at paragraph 3. Rather, the second paragraph.
The letter addressed to me and the letter addressed to...
Yes, both letters.
To Bymas.
Yes, all 3 letters. We focus on the second paragraph.
I am pleased to inform you.
Yes, please read that out, if you may.
Okay, that is mine. The one addressed to me. I am pleased to inform you that the President of the Republic of the Gambia, His Excellency Adama Barrow, acting under Section 222-2001 of the 1997 Constitution of the Gambia, has appointed you as Commissioner in the Commission of Inquiry into the financial activity of public bodies, enterprises, and offices as regard their dealings, etc. You are further designated as the chairperson of the commission. Okay? Kindly familiarize yourself with the terms of reference. Okay, that's right.
Before you go on to the next, the committee is interested in the paragraph that says, that begins with kindly. It says, kindly
familiarize yourself with the
commission's terms of reference.
Yes, as a guide to your work.
Indeed.
Yes.
Can we move on to one of the other 2, either one?
Yes, one, yes. This is the one addressed to...
There's a similar paragraph.
Let's take this one, what I've read before. The one addressed to Abiose George.
There's a similar paragraph beginning with kindly.
Kindly, yes. Kindly familiarize yourself.
Could you read that for the committee?
Kindly familiarize yourself with the Commission's terms of reference attached herewith and your TOR as a guide to your work.
Can we, for the sake of the record,
yes,
I would reflect to you, and perhaps you can confirm, that the contents of MOJ 3A and 3C,
oh, sorry, sorry. Is it okay now? All right. So, yes?
Yes. To confirm for the record, the contents of MOJ 3A and MOJ 3C are exactly the same, save for the address. One being for Mr. Baima Sen, and the other being for Ms. Abiose George.
Correct. Yes.
However, between those 2 letters and the letter addressed to yourself, there is a fundamental difference. Well, not quite fundamental, but there is a difference nonetheless that you read. And the difference, as you can confirm, is that for the other 2 letters, there is reference to an attached TOR. And for your letter, no such attachment is alluded to. Could you comment on that?
Well, it is exactly as it is. with the two letters, TOR is attached. But with sorry. Oh, you are talking about this, the second paragraph, is it?
Yes, the second, it should be the second paragraph.
Where you have the difference.
The paragraph that begins with kindly.
No, kindly. Oh, that's the fourth, that's the third.
Indeed,
now,
the third.
And very short too. Kindly familiarize yourself with the Commissioner's terms of reference as a guide to your work. Now, that compared with the kindly in the letter written by the other two commissioners, kindly familiarize yourself with the Commission's terms of reference attached. I see. So the only difference I can see here really is, whereas in the other two, they talk of the Commission's terms of reference as being attached. It does not state so in the one addressed to me. That is the difference I can see, unless you point out another difference.
Yes, if I may point out that in the other two letters,
yes,
two documents are referred to: the Commission's terms of reference as well as the individual commissioner's terms of reference. Isn't that the case? And reference is being made to an attachment which would be the individual's terms of reference attached.
Well, so it seems, yeah.
So there are two documents referred to in the other two commissioners.
Yeah.
But in our letter, only one document is referred to.
Yeah.
The document asks that you familiarize yourself with the general mandate of the commission.
Yeah.
Were you ever furnished with a TOR, a terms of reference, as chairperson?
Not a particular. I've already said so, that if you talk of a particular, no. This is the one that I have.
From those two,
sorry?
From the two letters,
yeah,
of the other two commissioners,
yeah,
it is clear that a TOR personal to the other two commissioners was indeed issued to them from that letter.
Yeah.
Isn't that so?
Yeah, well, so it seems, as I said.
Were you ever privy to any of those?
Yeah, any other term of reference with regard to the other two?
Indeed.
Definitely not. No. Not at all.
All right, we would move on from that. If the Secretariat could kindly collect the exhibits back. Mr. Jammeh.
Sorry. Yeah.
Prior to the establishment of the commission.
Prior
to the establishment of the commission.
Yeah, by the establishment, you mean the issuance by the President of the Republic?
Of the legal notice, yes.
Okay, the legal notice.
Yes. Right. Prior to the issuance of the legal notice.
Yeah.
The legal notice thereby establishing the commission.
Mm-hmm.
The government of the Gambia, through the Ministry of Justice, approached the High Court through a suit filed in May 2017. The parties in that suit were the Attorney General and Yawa AJJ Jammeh. Are you aware of that suit?
I can't remember that suit.
Perhaps
concerning, can you help a bit? What did that suit concern?
I will ask that the Secretariat furnish you with a copy, but I will also go on to dilute the issues in the suit.
Yes.
The suit, just give it. The suit filed in May 2017 was the government's attempt, having received reports from different institutions as to financial mismanagement of the former regime. The government sought an order to preserve all the assets that were subject to that mismanagement, or that were the subject of those reports. Would you recall any such order?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the content. Okay, I would like to believe that I saw this order only by deduction. You see, in this, the order, what's the exhibit? Exhibit MOJ 5A. All right. You will see in the content, lands owned by Jammeh. And then you will see also account controlled by Jammeh. Now, in fact, I've already explained that in this other exhibit, that is SPS2, you do have the account control by Jammeh as a schedule, full, it's about 80 accounts owned by Jammeh. That is here. But you do not have land owned by Jammeh attached on the same as a schedule of the MOG 2.
That is understood.
Because I said by deduction, I might have received it. Because I know that I saw land owned by Jammeh elsewhere and not here. So it is quite possible that I saw this document.
In fact, if I could...
That is, by document I mean
MOJ 5A.
Yeah, it's quite,
indeed,
quite likely, yes.
In fact, that document, MOJ 5A, was an order sought by the government through the Ministry of Justice to prepare the ground for the commission.
Well, I don't know that. But it's possible.
You acknowledge that the annexure to the order is similar to the annexure to legal notice 15 of 2017, with extension, of course.
With the what?
With a few more assets included.
It's similar only to the extent that it contains a schedule for the accounts in banks, but it never had a schedule for the land purportedly owned by JANNEH.
But when you say it never had the schedule of the land, you mean the legal notice never had the schedule of the land, but the order contains the schedule with lands owned by JANNEH. Isn't that so?
Sorry?
MOJ 5A contains a schedule or an annexure that contains, that itemizes the lands purportedly owned.
No, not the land, the account in the banks. This document here.
I'm referring to the document on your right.
Yes, yes. This one.
Did that document contains including the land?
Both schedules. This one.
But
this one contains only one schedule.
Fine.
Yeah.
Mr. JANNEH, I would like to look at the contents of MOJ 5A.
Yes.
When one goes through the order of the court, it was indeed an interim injunction.
Oh, yes, yes.
And it had elements of a freezing order, freezing certain bank accounts.
Well, as I say, I have not read it thoroughly, but I believe so. It's an order.
Honorable Chair,
yes.
If we could give the witness 2 minutes to peruse.
Or even less than that. Maybe.
Indeed.
That's okay. Yeah, let me. At the first time,